Welcome to Iconic Conversations, a podcast where we share inspiring stories and colorful conversations that reflect the greater beauty of God's kingdom. I'm your host, Joseph Lee, and today we have Lashonda Robertson.
Hi,
Welcome.
good to be here.
Lashonda is our own, so it's great to have her here at Iconic Conversations. I'm going to start just asking you, tell us your story a little bit, your upbringing, your background, and your family.
Yeah, so I'm the oldest of two. I have a sister that's 3 years younger than me.
Mhm.
And growing up, my dad was in the military. And so we moved around quite a bit. My sister was actually born in Australia.
Wow,
So
okay.
just all over the place. And no matter where we were, my mom always had us in church.
Mm,
And so
mhm.
I grew up just always in a church community. Um, we finally settled here in the DFW area around third grade.
Okay.
And so I grew up in this great Bible church in like the Richardson area, and it just gave me a really good foundation in the Word.
Mhm.
And I was blessed to be discipled by this wonderful lady there. She kind of came alongside me and,
Mm, mhm.
filled in the gaps. At that point, my parents had divorced. And so
Mm.
she was just really there as a support. And yeah, I'm just so grateful for that experience. Youth group was huge for me, just
Yeah.
to have, that community there to kind of share things with. And yeah, it was great.
Yeah. And how also you met Cliff and started your own family and that journey, maybe?
Yeah, so I actually went to school at the University of Kansas my first year,
Okay.
and I was a music major,
Oh, nice.
and decided that no, that's not really the direction I wanted to go with life. And so I transferred to UT Austin, and that's where I met Cliff. And we dated through undergrad, and through his schooling, he came up here for law school.
Mhm.
And so that was God's grace in itself, because we were ready to break up and go our separate ways. I had come up here for a job, and he randomly applied to school just because I was here, and we weren't really expecting anything to happen,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he got a full scholarship up here
Wow,
for
okay.
law school. And so, we dated through law school and got married, and now we have 3 kids.
Mhm.
So our oldest is almost 13, and then our middle is 11, and we have a 6-year-old. So fun
Okay.
times.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I want to ask you how you have heard about Icon Church
hmm
and how you found us, and it's been almost a year now,
Yeah.
right? So how's that transition for you guys?
Yeah, the transition has been really good. As with any transition, you have your challenges. We were at a church for a really long time,
Mhm.
and the Lord just made it clear that it was just time for a change. There wasn't anything specific, there was no major scandal or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I personally was experiencing a lot of anxiety during service. And it just went on for a while, and it finally got to a place where we just needed to change. And
I see.
so my husband, he's so supportive. He, got on board, and we started visiting churches.
Mm,
And
mhm,
he actually found Icon on a list of village transplants.
mm.
Um, and he said, "Well, this looks kind of interesting."
Yeah.
And so he sent me the video with Pastor Dave, kind of sharing his vision and everything with that. And he sent it to me, and I looked, and I said, "Okay, well, this could be something."
Mhm.
But it was scary, because we knew that when we came, it wasn't going to be a place that we were just going to be able to dip in and dip out.
Mm.
And what I didn't realize with where we were before is I had more or less disconnected from the church body.
Mm, mhm.
And I didn't realize how essential being a part of a church body was to my spiritual health.
Yeah.
And so we just kind of knew when we came here, it couldn't be just,
Dip in and out.
normal. Yeah, I couldn't just come. We were going to have to engage. And we came and just felt so welcomed and loved on. And just from the very beginning,
Mm,
like you
mhm.
could tell that people were genuine and they cared. And Mother's Day, actually, last year was the first time that we
Oh,
came.
okay.
And so it's been almost a year exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just a blessing to
Yeah.
come. So
Yeah. So tell us a little more about your church experience at Icon. What
yeah.
did you appreciate the most? And what are some challenges that you guys experience as family too?
Yeah, sure. So being at Icon has been just such a blessing.
Hmm.
It's been a great opportunity for all of us just to kind of reconnect to the
Hmm.
church body. Um, it's been really a joy just having the whole family serve.
Yeah.
So Cliff and I are serving, the boys are serving, even my little one. We were all on the schedule to serve one Sunday, and she
Yeah.
came and she was like, "Mommy, where am I going to serve?" So I told her she could be the greeter for the kids. She could be
Yeah.
part of the welcome team for the kids. But I just love that there's such a culture here
Yeah.
of, everybody, the whole family
Mm.
just coming in and serving and sharing. And it's really nice just to engage with people on a week to week basis. You're seeing kind of the same people, and so you can go and follow up with them and see how their week was. And um, yeah, it's just nice to
Yeah.
be able to have those multiple touch points and build on relationships like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's been really good. Some of the challenges I think are also wrapped up in that when
Mm.
you're used to going to a place and, going to service and then coming back home, you're not all the way used to engaging people.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's been a transition for us. I remember the first few weeks that we came here, Cliff and I would be driving home and be like, "Oh my goodness, are you exhausted?
Yeah.
I feel really exhausted." So, and it wasn't a bad thing. We were, happy and content and all of that. But um, when you're engaged in a church body, you're emotionally invested and
Yeah.
you're spiritually invested and your time is invested with serving and having conversations with people. And so that has taken some getting used to with just being on a
Yeah.
little more and engaging people and reaching out and checking in and all of those things that come with being in a healthy relationship with folks.
Yeah, yeah. And I think it also depends on personality. Some people are actually like empowered by talking to people. My
Right.
wife does. And I know I love being in church and talking to people and investing in people. But then after like Sunday, like I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Usually I take a nap the
Yes.
same day afternoon. But yeah,
Yeah, no, we experience the same thing.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
it's all good. It's all worth it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna change our subject a little bit
Sure.
because I know you were once a teacher,
I
right?
was.
And then you now just stay home with kids full time, but also homeschool.
I do.
So how's that transition have been for you guys?
Yeah,
What
so go ahead.
I was now also ask you what made you guys decide from just sending kids to like school
Yeah.
system and now to homeschool.
Yeah, so I was a public school teacher for 8 years and
Mhm.
had no intention
Yeah.
of homeschooling. And we first thought about the idea when we lived in San Antonio. We had some friends there that had a hybrid model where their kids would go some of the days out of the week and then the other days they would be at home.
Mm.
And we thought, okay, well, that would be kind of interesting. And I did a little bit at that point. My oldest was in preschool. And so just a little bit there. And when we moved back to Dallas, it was time for him to start kindergarten. And we just weren't ready to send him. We just wanted a little more time to just build a foundation, an academic foundation, a spiritual foundation. And so we decided to keep him home. And we didn't know what it was going to look like. We didn't know how long we would be homeschooling. But God has been so faithful.
Yeah.
And every step of the way, he illuminates the path, even from just what curriculum to use to my oldest, just started middle school this year. He's in 7th grade. And that was scary.
Yeah.
You have middle school into high school. And I just didn't have a vision for what that was going to look like. And sure enough, the Lord, in his perfect timing, just illuminated the path and said, okay, this is what this next step could look like. So it's really been just a lesson and a journey in learning how to trust him.
Yeah.
As
yeah,
with
yeah.
everything, but we really do have to trust him from year to year. And even now, like we thought next year was going to look a certain way, and now it looks like it's going to look a little different. And so we're just open to hearing from him from year to year on, what to do and what it's going to look like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. So how long have you been in homeschooling then?
So, 7 or 8 years.
Okay. Wow.
Andrew will be in 8th grade next year.
Oh,
So
wow.
we've homeschooled the entire time. It's been interesting this year. It's the first year that my youngest started school. She's in
Yeah.
kindergarten now. And so it's
Okay.
been interesting trying to juggle 3 kids.
Yeah. At a different stage too, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So gratefully, the boys are great. They're mostly independent on a lot of their stuff, and
Okay.
so I'm checking in and not doing a whole lot of like direct teach to them.
Yeah.
But for the little one, she's learning all the new things, learning to read, learning to count and add and subtract and all those things. So she's more interactive.
Yeah.
But it's also a benefit because with the older kids there, she's picked up a lot from them.
Yeah.
And so from kid to kid, it doesn't look the same.
Yeah.
And so,
for sure. Yeah.
yep.
So what has this season of staying home and also homeschooling kids full time has taught you from God?
Oh man. It's definitely taught me how little control I have over things.
Yeah.
I'm very type A and I like things to go in a very linear way, and kids are not linear.
No.
And so then when you bring them home with you, and not only are you trying to parent and disciple and do all those things, you're also trying to teach them.
Yeah.
And you have 3 different personalities and 3 different grade levels, and you're trying to teach them. And the Lord is really still teaching me to surrender them to Him.
Yeah.
They belong to Him. He created them. He knows how each of them is wired, and I'm just a steward of them. And so trusting Him with them, trusting that He's going to care for them, and that I can't, nor should I try to control every little aspect of what they're doing. I have, things that I would like for them to learn and do and all of that stuff, but it's such a blessing to be able to see how He's gifted each of them. And so where if I had it my way, I would have a plan and every kid would follow that plan and we would go on with that. But each kid is different. They're wired differently. And so I've had to tweak the schooling even for each of them. And with Corinne, my youngest, coming up, I don't know if her schooling is going to look anything like it did with the older boys. And so I'm having to trust the Lord with that, which is good. It's good to be able to open your hands and say, Lord, here it is. Like, show me what you want me to do, instead of me saying, hey, Lord, here's what I'm going to do with them.
Yeah.
So,
what encouragement can you share with 2 specific groups? It could be overlapping, but one, the moms who are staying home full time, taking care of kids, or for different reasons, right? And another one who might be already homeschooling and struggling, or might be thinking about homeschooling in the future. What encouragement or advice do you have for those 2 kind of groups?
Yeah, I would say, first of all, as early as you can, develop a habit of meeting with Jesus in the morning. It just kind of sets the tone. And I have struggled up and down. Some seasons I've done really well with it, and some seasons I've not done as well.
Yeah.
But when I root my day in Jesus, it just changes my perspective. The way that I interact with my kids is different. And so if you can root yourself in Jesus first thing, that's essential. And then the other thing would be, don't try to do it alone. Like, being at home with kids can be very isolating, especially when they're young and they can't really talk to you or interact with you. It's a lot of output. It's a lot of doing for them, caring for them, and there's not a lot of filling. And so that's part of the reason why you've got to start your day with Jesus, because He's the one that fills you. But having a community of people around you that can understand where what you're going through, and that can encourage you, can just be with you. Hey, let's meet up at a park. And just let the kids run while we just kind of talk. That means everything, to be able to have people around you that can support you and to be there for you, even if you're an introvert. And for me, I like to be in my house. But I remember with COVID was a blessing for our family, because we got to be at home. Corinne had just been born, and so we were our family. But towards the end of it, you kind of saw everybody kind of withering away, because it was just us. We had no one else around us. And so even for people who are introverted, like, you've got to find a community, even if it's just a couple of other people.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And then if you are homeschooling and you are struggling, or if you are just starting homeschooling and it's scary, just give yourself some grace. You don't have to have it all together. You don't have to have it all figured out. It goes back to that surrendering. If you surrender the journey to the Lord, He's going to make His path clear to you. He's going to give you discernment. God gave you those kids.
Yeah.
He made you the mom of those specific kids. And so he's going to equip you to school them and parent them and love them in the way that he's created them to
Mm-hmm.
be loved and schooled and supported. Um, and so, yeah, just extend yourself some grace. You're going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
All of us do. Sometimes we're going to get it right. Sometimes we're going to get it really wrong. And that's when we go to them and we apologize. And that's when we seek Jesus and ask him to give us wisdom and guidance and all of that. But, lean into him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And don't try to be the everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So thinking of it like your experience as teacher
uh-huh.
and homeschooling kids at home, what are some cool stories that you might be able to share with us that throughout homeschooling that you've seen because you stayed home with kids?
Oh man. I would say the thing that I'm recognizing right now, especially because my kids are a little older,
Mm-hmm.
um, I know them really well. And I
Yeah.
know every parent knows their kids well, but I'm able to pick up on just how God has wired them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really neat to be able to allow them the time and the space to kind of pour into those giftings and those
Mm-hmm.
desires that God has put in them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I have my youngest one is really into arts and crafts and things like that. And she will spend most of her day creating.
Yeah.
And so it's just great to be able to see her
Mhm.
be able to do that. My middle one is very artsy. And so
Mm.
he'll spend a lot of his time drawing and creating and being on the piano and all of that stuff. And then my older one is so creative. He likes to make movies and he likes to make soundtracks for his movies on the piano and
Yeah.
things like that. And so I'd say that's one of the gifts of homeschooling is to be able to pick up on the
Mhm.
different desires and interests that your kids have and then give them that open space to explore those things and to try some new things out, see what they like, see
Yeah.
what they don't like. But it's such a joy to be able to watch them be in their element
Yeah,
and just
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of see the gifts that God has put in them.
Yeah. 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 That's wonderful.
So.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you for joining us today for our iconic conversations.
Sure.
Mashanda.
It was great. Thanks for talking.
Yeah. Until we see you next time, join us for next hour series. Thank you for joining us today. Bye.